All right, this is a whole prime brisket. Such a beautiful specimen here. This is the point, and this is the flat. You can see it's really, really tender. It's like jello, meat jello. All right, so what we want really is to cut thinner slices from this angle. We're cutting against the grain. The grain is running this way, so we're cutting against the grain. Don't chop your finger, of course. And then we're switching 90 degrees to slice the point. And the point, the grain runs in another direction. So running in another direction means you're rotating 90 degrees too, to be able to cut, serve those beautiful point slices. This is usually known as lean cuts from the brisket. Usually we call this moist or fatty side of the brisket. Let's get into it. Just gonna cut right where the point divides with the flat. Right here. Oh man. Yep. It's looking juicy. Juicy, juicy. Right there. Don't squeeze your meat. Please, don't squeeze it. All right, it's got some beautiful slices here against the grain. This is really, really tender, man. A little bit thicker here, whatever you prefer. This is really, really tender. I usually cut what my customers want. From the flat, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, that's acceptable. You still see that nice small crank, really juicy. Play around, see that grain falling apart. You have a lot of tallow or juice from the brisket on your board. Take advantage of that. Look at that beautiful brisket. If you pull that a little bit, it'll separate. That's a perfectly cooked brisket right there. All right, it's cut all the way through the flat. All right. Some people say you can judge the brisket from the flat. See, still a lot of moisture here. This is what suffers most at the cutting board. Sorry, at the smoker. This is what suffers more at the smoker. You can still see really tender, really flexible, really great. It's gonna be a great brisket right here. Now let's move on to the point. Just gonna cut this fat excess here. We'll leave that intentionally to keep this side together. All right. Now, as you saw, I rotated 90 degrees. I'm just gonna cut some thicker slices here. All right. That's usually where your burn ends come from. You can cube this up with little nice cubes here. You can chop that off, whatever you prefer. A lot of customers who come to the restaurant, they're like, don't chop that fat off. Whatever you prefer, whatever you feel comfortable with. This is like the perfect moist brisket right here. And this is prime quality. We offer two kinds, Wagyu and prime. This is from Crookston Farms. Such a beautiful specimen. It's good all the way. I'm already slicing for the restaurant, so I'm just gonna put the weight that I need on the scale and dispatch the first orders. So if you're in the line, this is what we usually do before we open. Slicing, cutting, serving. And when we reach to this part, what I usually do is I cut these burnt ends thick. Those are bomb right there. All right. And that's it. Keep it simple. That's your flat, that's your moist, those are your burnt ends. You can make some sandwiches, you can serve it by the pound. What do you prefer?